لسوف أعود يا أمي أقبل رأسك الزاكي أبثك كل أشواقي
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. When I was coming from the station and I first saw this crowd, it reminded me in fact of the line of a poem that says على قدر أهل العزم تأتي العزائم وتأتي على قدر أهل الكرام المكارم وتعظم في عين الصغير صغارها وتصغر في عين العظيم عظامها. It is, my dear brothers and sisters and fellow guests, by the scale of one man's effort, that effort is established. على قدر أهل العزم تأتي العزائم. The fact that commendable and wonderful people as yourselves are here, it means that effort for Aafia Siddiqui is established. One of the things that Sven Lindqvist says in his acclaimed work, Exterminate All the Brutes, which seeks to search or trace the origins of European genocide. In fact, his opening paragraph, his opening anecdote says this. It says, you already know enough, and so do I. It is not information and knowledge that we lack. What is missing is the courage to understand what we know and then to draw conclusions. And one of the conclusions we can all draw from this terrible cruelty and injustice inflicted upon our sister Aafia is that it has the sophistication of a children's playground, but ruled by the ethics of a bully. It has all the sophistication of an estate or of a street, but ruled by the ethics of a gangster. It is this gangster attitude, this belief that we're off the radar, that there is no sense of accountability upon us, whether we kill Aafia Siddiqui, whether we torture this woman, whether we kidnap her and keep her in prison for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whether we kill 100,000 children, wherever it may be. This kind of belligerence of a gangster is what rules the American administration. And that is not surprising or shocking for us. Why should it be? Bearing in mind, of course, since 2003, there have been 125,000 recruits in the American military that have been granted moral waivers for felonies and crimes they've committed back home before they were deployed, such as assault and violent assault and robberies and other kinds of crime. These are not a disciplined people that go to fight innocent people in another land. These are a people who have their own issues and go there and commit crimes against people, Muslims and other people. It is not altogether surprising or shocking for us that we're dealing with this belligerent gangster attitude of a bully. Bearing in mind, of course, that in the report, Gangster Activity in the American Military, an American report, it says that members of every single major American street gang, like the Bloods and the Crips, and the Mexican Mafia and the Latin Kings and the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples are in operation in theaters of conflict, whether it be in Iraq or in Afghanistan. And that gang activity is pervasive throughout all areas of all branches of the military and across most American ranks in the military. What we're confronted with then, my dear brothers and sisters, is an attitude problem, is a belligerence. And it is this attitude towards violence, almost eulogizing violence, but never contemplating its cost, never contemplating its human cost, never empathizing or sympathizing with the human experience of the consequences of violence that is most disturbing. Whether those consequences are the sanctioning of so many hundreds of thousands of children in Iraq so many years ago, but still etched and embedded in our collective memory. Whether that be the killing of innocent people in Iraq or in Afghanistan, whether that be the supporting of the destruction of homes, the destruction of cities and towns, the blowing up of mosques or the blowing up of schools and hospitals in Palestine, in Gaza and elsewhere. It is a problem, a lack of empathy to connect to their own kind of problem. And this is what we're dealing and confronted with. The case of Aafia, my dear brothers and sisters, is at every level a zulm. A very simple word in Arabic, zulm. It's simply an injustice. It's simply a wrong. But the Prophet described the zulm in these words. He said, اتقوا الظلم فإن الظلم ظلمات يوم القيامة. He says, beware of a zulm. Beware of an injustice, because that is darkness on the Day of Judgment. And injustice, of course, is the absence of justice. Just like it will get dark very soon with the permission of Allah. And darkness is the absence of light. And this is a case of absences. It's a case of the absence of our sister for 5 years and no one knows where she was. It's a case of the absence of the children of Aafia. It's a case of the absence of a mother, of a sister, of a daughter, that is a human experience. That is connected to a human being. This is not simply a trash of a person. This is a woman. This is a mother. This is someone's daughter. This is someone's sister. This is someone's teacher. Aafia was an educator of children with special needs and dyslexia. Aafia wasn't coated, sadly for them, wasn't coated with the colors and the shapes and the glitter and the glamour of a celebrity. If she was, it's a different case. But Aafia is a simple woman from a simple land with a simple but genuine care and concern for people. And that is what we need to focus on. Aafia Siddiqui, the brother before me, mentioned the case of Amoriya. Here, this is a woman. It was a woman who cried out, وَمُعْتَصِمًا فَأَجَابَهَا وَهُوَ جَالِسٌ عِنْدَ سَرِيرِهِ وَقَالَ لَبَّيْكِ لَبَّيْكِ. But he responded to her whilst he was resting on his couch, here I am, here I am. And he sent a letter to the Kalb al-Rum, the dog of the Romans. إِذَا لَمْ تُطْلِقْ صَرَاحَ الشَّرِيفَ سَأُرْسِلْ لَكَ بِجَيْشٍ أَوَّلَهُ عِنْدَكَ وَآخِرَهُ عِنْدِي. I will send to you an army whose beginning is with you and whose end is with me. In the time of the Crusades, in 1099, when Al-Quds was taken, and around 30,000 to 70,000 Muslims were killed, and Al-Aqsa was taken by the Christians. The first early responses to that plight, to that trouble, had nothing to do with Jerusalem, had nothing to do with Al-Aqsa even, but they were almost entirely focused on the plight of the women and the plight of the men. Right? كم من مسلم أمسى سليبا ومسلمة لها حرم سليب. One poet said, how many men have been imprisoned and how many a woman has had her honor robbed of her. It's the injustice of a woman. And people perhaps are wondering, why would we, all of us, make some noise and do this and camp out here and in other countries only for one woman?